think everything should be okay with the audio tonight. Um, so welcome to your 60-minute Hatha Flow this evening. We will be focusing on hips as well as the low back tonight. So hips meaning both the groin and the hip flexors, as well as the outer hip area and the low back. A lot of us sit often throughout the day, and our hip mobility isn't, our hips don't have a chance to move. And so we'll be moving through the hips a lot tonight. As usual, feel free to take breaks in child's pose or whatever, shavasana, whatever shape is comfortable for you. And feel free to modify in both directions. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, or if you want to dial things down, that's always fine to do as well. So listen to your body first and my voice second. So we will start in a shavasana shape tonight. So lying on your mat, on your back, with feet extended towards both corners of the mat. Maybe palms are turned up. And just relax the shoulders, perhaps closing the eyes or relaxing the gaze. And beginning to arrive on your mat. Noticing the points of connection between your body and the earth. So your heels perhaps are touching your mat, your calves, your hips and your glutes, and your shoulders and low back. Maybe the back of your head, and the backs of your hands and your arms. Just notice those points of connection. And maybe allow yourself to feel supported by the earth here. And relax a little bit more. And then maybe checking in with the body, noticing anything that might feel tight or feels maybe like it needs a little extra love tonight. Just notice those places. And then checking in with the mind. What are you bringing with you to your mat today? Maybe consider thoughts that you would like to let go for now, that aren't going to serve you for the next 60 minutes. And perhaps set an intention, cultivating thoughts that might benefit you or support you through your practice for the next 60 minutes. And then begin to notice the breath. Not trying to change it, just noticing it. Maybe noticing the rise and fall of the belly. Maybe feeling the heartbeat. We're going to practice 3-part breathing tonight, Durga Pranayama. So we'll start by sealing the lips and inhaling through the nose. Maybe place your hands on the belly. Inhale through the nose and feel the belly expand and your hands lift. And then exhale through the nose and feel the belly fall. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhaling through the nose, filling up the belly. Exhaling through the nose and letting the belly fall. And 1 more time, inhaling through the nose, filling up the belly, and exhaling through the nose letting the belly fall. This time, inhale through the nose, fill up the belly, and pause here. And see if you can fill yourself up all the way up through the chest, through the lungs. And then slowly let it out, one step at a time, from the lungs and then from the belly. And again, inhaling to fill up the belly. Add the upper body, the chest, the lungs. Hold it here. And then send the air out through the nose, lowering first from the chest and then from the belly. And this time we'll add one more part. Inhale, filling up the belly. Sip a little bit more to fill up the lungs. And then add some more all the way up to the throat, to the collarbones. And then exhale slowly, releasing from the throat, releasing from the chest, and releasing from the belly. Inhale to fill up the belly. Fill up the chest. Take another big sip all the way up to the top, filling up the throat and the collarbones. And then exhale, slowly letting it out one step at a time until the belly is empty and flat. And take 2 more rounds of 3-part breath at your own pace, filling up your belly and then filling up the chest and then filling all the way up to the tippy top, all the way up to the throat, and then letting it go one step at a time. And on your next exhale, you can release the breath, release any need to try to control the breath, and return to your Ujjayi pranayama, which we'll be using throughout the practice. So sealing the lips, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose with a gentle constriction at the back of the throat. We'll draw the right knee into the chest, interlacing the fingers and wrapping them around the shin. And then bring the knee up and around the rib cage to find a little bit of a pinch in the right hip flexor for half wind release. Take 2 breaths here. Keep the left shoulder on the mat. And then draw the knee back through center and find your strap. And place the strap around the sole of the right foot and extend the right leg into the sky, straightening the right leg, shining the sole of the right foot up towards the sky. Left leg can be straight, or if it feels better on your back, you can bend the left knee for a little more support. And begin to lengthen your strap and draw the elbows towards the earth. Inhaling to relax and exhaling to add a little bit more stretch in the hamstring. Take 3 more breaths like that here. Inhaling to relax a little bit. Exhaling to draw the leg a little bit closer towards the forehead. 2 more breaths. And then when you complete your second breath, you can bring the straps, both ends of the straps, into your right hand and bring the left arm out to the side like a T shape. And gently let the right leg fall over to the right. You might want to have your left leg straight here. It can be bent though if that feels better. But keep the left hip pressing down into the earth. Inhale to relax and exhale to draw your leg a little bit closer to your body. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then coming back through center, switch your grip so that both ends of the strap are in the left hand. And then let the right leg drop over to the left, finding a stretch in the IT band. Maybe the right arm is off to the side in a T shape. Gaze can be straight up or over towards the right arm, whatever's comfortable for you. Take a couple more breaths here. And then inhaling, coming back through center. Release the strap, draw the knee into the chest. Give it a gentle squeeze. And then release the right leg down to join the left. And we'll come to the other side. So inviting the left knee into the chest, interlacing fingers around the shin, and then bringing the knee up and around the rib cage towards the left armpit, keeping the right shoulder on your mat for half wind release. Finding that little pinch in the left hip flexor, which means that your hip flexor is waking up, it's starting to engage. And then coming back through center, place the strap around the sole of the left foot toward the pad of the foot and extend the left leg up into the air. Again, right knee can be bent if that's more comfortable, or it can be straight. Notice how this side feels compared to the first side. If it feels any different, which it probably will. And then begin to draw those elbows towards the earth. Inhaling to relax a little bit, exhaling to pull the leg towards the forehead a little bit more. Stopping when it starts to feel painful. We don't want to overstretch the hamstrings here. Continuing to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. And inviting a little bit more stretch. And then bringing both ends of the strap into your left hand and let the left leg drop over to the left side. Keeping the right hip on the earth. Pressing it down if you need to. Inhaling to relax and exhaling to draw the knee a little bit closer upwards towards the head. Take a couple of breaths here. And then inhaling, bringing the leg back through center. And exhale, let the leg drop over to the right. Left arm can come out to the side. Continue breathing through the nose. Inhaling and exhaling. And then bringing left leg back through center. Bend the knee towards the chest and release the strap. Give the left knee a little tug towards the chest. And then release left foot down to join the right. And then draw both knees in towards the chest for wind release. Maybe grabbing for opposite wrists. Maybe it's a little challenging to breathe here because you're drawing your knees in towards the chest and they're pressing on the belly. Sacrum is resting on your mat. Head is resting on the mat. And the neck is long. And then place the hands on the backs of the legs. And we'll begin to take a few rock and rolls here. Massaging out the spine. And then rolling up to a seated position. Sukhasana or half lotus, whatever's comfortable for you. And we'll take a few hip circles here. So coming forward and then gliding back and around. We'll come through whatever direction feels good to you. Just lubricating the hips a little bit here. And take one more circle this direction. And then switch directions. Circling through the hips. keeping sit bones connected to the earth. And on your next backward circle, find stillness in your Sukhasana. And we'll come through our warm-up flow. Place the right hand next to the right hip. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. And exhale, side bend to the right. Maybe gazing underneath the left armpit. Right elbow can be bent. Inviting length through the left side body. Helping the intercostal muscles which support our breath. Keep breathing here. And then inhaling to come back up, left hand comes to the side. And inhale, sweep the right arm up. Exhale, side bending to the left. Maybe gazing under the right armpit. Finding length in the right side body. And then we'll flow a couple times back and forth, right and left. And one more time, right and left. And then back through center, hands at your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms can touch. Exhale, twisting to the right. Left hand comes to right knee. Gaze can be over the right shoulder. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to twist. And release. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, twisting to the left. Placing the right palm on the left knee. Left arm comes behind you. Left hand comes behind you like a little kickstand. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist a little bit more. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to twist. Gazing over the left shoulder. And inhale, come back through center, palms touch. Exhale your hands to your side. And we'll bring our hands behind us and interlace the fingers if that's accessible for you. Take an inhale and press the knuckles towards the mat. And exhale, maybe drop the head back if that's okay on your neck. Otherwise, you can keep it straight. Shining the heart forward, opening up the chest. A lot of us at the computer all day maybe get kind of hunched at the end of the day. Keep breathing, shining heart forward. And then releasing the bind if you took that. And take an inhale here to lengthen the spine. And exhale, begin to crawl forward, hinging from the hips until your body tells you to stop. Possibly inviting a block underneath the forehead. For a little support, a little rest here. Letting the hips open, sending breath to the hips, the outer hips here. And then slowly, slowly crawling back up to our Sukhasana. And we'll come to our tabletop position, stacking hips over knees, stacking shoulders over wrists. And we'll turn our fingers the opposite direction. So turn your fingers towards your body, wrists facing away. And just take a couple gentle rolls back and forth, stretching out the wrists. Again, if we've been at our computer a lot today, this can feel good. And then bringing the fingertips in so that they're facing each other and your wrists are facing out towards the long edges of your mat. And then maybe just shifting left and right a couple times. Again, opening up the wrists. And then bringing hands so fingertips are facing towards the top of your mat, finding your flat back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tail. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the tail, tuck the chin. Inhaling into cow, pressing through the palms. Exhale, rounding everything together, tucking the belly, tucking the chin. And then finding your flow between cow on an inhale and cat on an exhale. Letting your breath be your guide. And then taking any kind of movement that feels good here, maybe swaying hips from side to side, maybe shifting hips back and forth, maybe barrel rolls, whatever your body needs right now. And when you feel complete, find stillness in your tabletop. And on an inhale, raise the right knee out to the side. Toes are pointed behind you. So kind of like a dog on a fire hydrant pose. And then we're going to take some hip circles, starting one direction. And then change, shifting to the other direction. And then find stillness, bringing the right knee back to your mat. And inhale, bring the left knee out to the side. Toes are pointing behind you. And go ahead and circle in one direction, whatever direction, doesn't matter. And then circling into the opposite direction. And finding stillness and bringing the left knee back to join the right. Extend the right leg behind you and press the toes into your mat. So we're almost in a plank position here, but the left knee is on the mat. And begin to shift forward and back, just to invite a little bit of stretch in the right calf. And then pivot the left shin off to the side at about a 45-degree angle. And bring the right hand underneath the face. Inhale, sweep the right arm up and find a supported side plank. Right shoulder stacked over left shoulder, maybe gazes up at your fingertips. Option to stay here, or if you'd like a little bit more, you can pick up the right toes and find your half moon variation, Ardha Chandrasana. Gazing up at the right fingertips. And you can stay here, or you can bend the right knee, grabbing a hold of the right toes, finding that quad stretch, gazing over the right shoulder. Little bit of a balance challenge as well. And then coming back through by releasing the right toes, finding your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, lowering the right foot, and pivoting back into your tabletop position. And we'll do that on the other side. I'm going to turn around so you can see better. So left leg extends behind you. Toes are pressed into the mat. And then we're going to shift forward and back, opening up the back of the left calf. And then finding stillness here. And pivoting the right shin so it's about 45-degree angle. And then bringing the right hand underneath. And inhaling, sweeping the left arm up. Gazing up at the left fingertips, finding your supported side plank. And staying here or coming through Ardha Chandrasana, half moon variation. Keep breathing. And possibly bending the left knee and finding the left toes with the left hand, gazing over the left shoulder. Noticing how this leg may feel different than the other. And then gently releasing the toes, finding your half moon, lowering the left foot, lowering the left arm, and pivoting back to tabletop. We'll extend the right foot out to the side this time, planting the foot so the sole of the foot is on the mat. And shifting the hips forward and back, finding a stretch in the inner thigh this time. And then coming to stillness, inhale, sweep the right arm up, gaze can follow. Take a breath here. And then return the right hand to the mat, return the right knee, and we'll go to the other side, extending the left leg out. Sole of the foot is planted on the earth. And shifting the hips forward and back, just gently, finding that stretch in the inner thigh. And then finding stillness, inhaling, sweeping the left arm up, gaze can follow. Take a breath here. And exhale, left arm comes back to the mat, left hand comes back to the mat, left knee comes back to the mat to find your tabletop. Tuck the toes and lift the knees, hovering in tabletop for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lift the hips and send them up and back, finding your downward facing dog. And pedal at the feet. Do what you got to do in your down dog here to warm up the body. Maybe cha-cha the hips. Maybe shake the head no, shake the head yes. And then bend the knees a little bit and find stillness in your downward facing dog. Pressing through the hands. Index finger pointing towards the top of your mat. And inhale, bend the knees, look at the hands. And exhale, step, walk, hop, float to the top of your mat. Take an inhale for a halfway lift. And exhale to fold. And maybe grab opposite elbows here for ragdoll. Let the body be heavy. Let the stomach rest on top of the thighs here. Maybe have a generous bend in the knees. And if it feels good, you can sway from side to side, releasing the low back. And then finding stillness in the center, release the bind. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms to come up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Take a round of breath here. And then we'll inhale, circle, sweep the arms up, interlace the fingers, release the index fingers, and cross at the thumbs, Kali Mudra, or sometimes called Charlie's Angels Mudra. And press biceps to ears, toes and heels are touching. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to send the heart, the hips forward, heart up towards the sky for gentle back bend here. Take a couple of breaths. And then inhaling, coming back through center, releasing the mudra, releasing hands to your side. Step about 6 inches to the right. So feet are about 6 inches apart. And pivot toes out, heels in. Take an inhale here. And exhale to squat about halfway down. We're going to have our back almost flat, like it's coming into a tabletop position. So we're not in chair here, but our arms are going to extend out parallel to the earth. So it's a pretty deep squat. Take a breath here. And inhale to press up. And exhale to come back down. And inhale to come back up. And exhale to press back down. One more time, inhaling to come back up. And exhale to find your squat. Hold it here. for 3, 2, 1. And release the hands to the mat. Straighten the legs, finding a wide-legged forward fold. Let the body relax. And then inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step the feet together, Tadasana, hands at your side. Take a round of centering breath here. And we'll come through some sun breaths, inhaling, sweeping up energy, exhaling, diving forward. Inhale for half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale for half lift. Exhale to fold. And one more time, inhaling, circle, sweep the arms. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale for half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Classical sun salutations variation. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pick up the right foot and step it behind you. Let the right knee drop to the ground and untuck the toes. Inhale, shine the heart forward. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sink deeper. Take a round of breath here in your low crescent lunge. And then option to bring the right toes towards the glutes and find a bind with the right hand, grabbing the right toes or the top edge of the foot. And if this is uncomfortable on your knees, you can always double up your mat in the middle just to protect the knees a little bit. Take a couple breaths here. And then release the bind, gently lowering the foot, coming back to your low lunge. Take an inhale here. Exhale, shift the hips back, finding the half splits, drawing the toes towards the face. Maybe the left leg is straight. Take a couple of breaths here in your half splits. And then shifting back into your low lunge, tuck the toes, lift the right knee, and bring the left foot back to meet the right. And you can slowly lower yourself to your mat, or you can drop your knees and then slowly lower yourself to your mat, setting up for cobra. So pressing the tops of the feet, tops of the thighs into the mat. Chin can be resting on the mat. Fingertips are just underneath the shoulders. Zip up the legs, lift the knees, and on an inhale, peel the heart up off the mat, squeezing shoulder blades together. And exhale to lower. And again, inhaling, lifting up, heart peels up off the mat, shoulder blades come together. Exhale to lower. And last one, inhaling for baby cobra. And exhaling, lowering back down, tucking the toes, pressing up through tabletop to come up into your downward facing dog. Inhale, pick up the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through the hands. Lower the left knee, untuck the toes. Inhale to shine the heart forward. And exhale to sink a little bit deeper here. Inhale to come up into your low crescent lunge. Exhale to sink deeper. Take a couple of rounds of breath here in your low crescent lunge. And this is already challenging, but if you'd like a little bit more, you can rest the right forearm on the right knee and bring the left toes towards the glutes, grabbing a hold of the left foot with the left hand, gazing over the shoulder. And gently release the left toes back to the mat. Plant the hands to frame the right foot and tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and left foot comes to join the right at the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice job. We'll come through a standing flow here. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale for half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to step back into plank. Exhale to lower halfway into chaturanga. And then inhaling up into upward facing dog, rolling over the toes. And exhale, rolling over the toes to press into downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, pick up the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Keep the back heel free. And inhale, coming up into crescent lunge, high crescent lunge. Exhale to sink a little bit deeper. Find your balance here. So you want your feet to be kind of like on railroad tracks rather than on a tightrope. Take a couple of breaths in your high crescent. And then hinging forward from the hips, biceps to ears. So your back is kind of at a 45-degree angle here. Take one step forward with the left foot. And then begin to stand on the right foot, drawing the left knee up so the left thigh is parallel to the earth. Take a breath here for standing wind release. And then you can lower the right arm out to the side and bring the left hand to the knee and open up the left knee off to the side. So opening up the hip. Maybe the gaze comes over the right fingertips. And then closing the knee, drawing it behind you and grabbing for the inside of the left foot with the left hand. Inside of your wrist is facing away from you. And inhale, sweep the right arm up. Drawing your knees together, finding flamingo. Draw the toes a little bit closer towards the glutes. And then releasing the left foot, releasing the right hand to your side. Now shake that out and let that go. And we'll come to the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to step back into your plank. Exhale to lower halfway into chaturanga. Inhale, coming into upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes, pressing into downward facing dog. Inhale, pick up the left leg. Exhale, send it between the hands, keeping the right heel free. And then inhaling to come up into crescent lunge. Exhale to sit a little bit deeper. Maybe the gaze comes up. Take another breath or two in crescent lunge, scissoring the inner thighs. And then hinging forward, biceps to ears, find a 45-degree angle in your back. And then step the right foot forward a few inches. And inhale to come up, bringing the right knee with you, right thigh parallel to the earth for standing wind release. And then you can lower the left arm to the side And find the right knee with the right hand and open it gently to the side. Maybe the gaze comes over the left fingertips. Maybe this side is a little bit different than the other side. And then coming back through center, sending the right toes behind you, finding the inside of the right foot with the right hand. So the right wrist is facing away from your body. Inhale, sweep the left arm up and draw the right knee towards the left, finding flamingo. Take a couple of breaths here. And then gently release the right toes, release the left hand to your side for Tadasana. Inhale, circle sweep the arms. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to step back into plank or come straight to downward dog if you don't want to take the vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. An option to come through your flow and come to downward facing dog here. And then inhaling, picking up the right foot. Step it between the hands. And bring the right foot, the right hand to the inside of the right foot. So both of your hands are to the left of your right foot. And maybe heel toe the right foot out towards the edge of your mat a little bit. For lizard, you can drop the left knee and untuck the toes if you would like here. An option to bring the right hand to the inside of the right knee and gently press the right leg open a little bit for a deeper stretch, gazing over the right shoulder. Just be mindful of your knee here. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. And then rolling the foot back, placing the hands on the mat, scooting the right foot back to center. And then we're going to keep scooting it over to the left. So the right toes come to the left wrist and lower the right knee to the right wrist, finding pigeon. So let's stay here in half pigeon for a moment before we come into sleeping swan. So the right knee is up against perhaps the right wrist and the right toes are up towards the left wrist. Doesn't have to be completely parallel to the top of your mat. Again, being mindful of your knee, drawing back a little bit if you need to. Take an inhale here and shine the heart forward. And then on your exhale, if you choose to come into sleeping swan, maybe you want to come onto the forearms, or maybe you want to have a block underneath the forehead. But allow yourself to be supported. Maybe you have 2 blocks, or maybe your block is on the medium setting. Maybe you don't have any blocks. Allow yourself to be supported here for 3 full breaths. Sending that breath to the right hip. And then if you placed a block underneath the forehead, you can remove that and place your hands on the mat, going back into your half pigeon. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and bring the right leg through to 3-legged dog. And exhale to lower it down to your downward facing dog. Inhale to pick up the left foot. Exhale to send it between the hands. And then bringing the left hand to the inside of the left foot, maybe heel toeing the left foot over towards the left edge of your mat, maybe dropping the back knee and untucking the toes, whatever your body would like today. Sink a little bit deeper. And then option to press, gently press the left knee open slightly, maybe gazing over the left shoulder. Finding a little bit deeper hip stretch here. And releasing that, bringing your left hand back down to the mat. And then heel toeing the left foot through center and over to the right wrist. So the left foot comes to right wrist, left knee comes to left wrist. Inhale to come up. And then exhale, slowly lower yourself into sleeping swan. Finding a block for support if you need it. And take a few rounds of breath here. This is a lot of people's favorite stretch. If it's not yours, that's okay. And then slowly pressing to come back up. Tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, and pressing through three-legged dog. And lower the left foot. Drop the knees, send the hips back, maybe the toes touch, and find your child's pose. Take 3 rounds of breath in child's pose. Maybe reconnecting with your breath here. If you lost your ujjayi breathing, reconnect with that. And then lowering one elbow at a time to your mat. So our forearms are on the mat, palms are spread wide, and then lowering yourself down slowly onto your belly for Sphinx. So elbows are stacked underneath the shoulders here, isometrically drawing the fingertips back towards the body. So they don't actually move, but you're using your muscles to pull back. Maybe the gaze is slightly up, but don't strain the neck. Drawing shoulder blades together. And then begin some gentle toe kicks if you'd like. Sending toes towards the glutes. One and then the other. And on your next left kick, find stillness in the legs. And release the hands, stacking one forearm on top of the other, setting up for crocodile. So resting the forehead on top of the arms. Take a round of breath here. And then draw the right knee up towards the right elbow, finding your half frog. Feeling the stretch in the groin, which is also engaging our lymphatic system here. And then pressing up onto left elbow, which can come under and support your head here. And then rolling slightly to the left on your left side. And bringing the left toes up towards the glutes, grabbing them with your right hand. Finding cat pulling its tail. Noticing the quad stretch here and how it may or may not feel different from the beginning of our practice. And then release the toes. Come back into your half frog and crocodile. And then bring the right knee down. Right foot meets the left. And then drawing the left knee up towards the left elbow. Finding half frog on the other side. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Noticing how this hip might feel different than the other side. And then coming up onto the right elbow, supporting the head, gently rolling towards the right and bringing the toes towards the glutes, finding the toes with your left hand for cat pulling its tail. See if you can draw the toes a little bit closer. And then gently release, coming back through crocodile and half frog. And lowering the left knee, left toes, come back to join the right. And press back into child's pose. Shifting hips over heels. And we'll make our way to a seated position on your mat. Extend the left leg long in front of you and bring the right sole of the foot to the inside of the left leg. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, fold forward over the left leg. Maybe finding your toes, maybe finding your ankle, finding your calf, whatever's available to you today. And draw yourself a little bit closer for head to knee pose. And then slowly pressing up, cross the right foot over the left knee. And you can keep the left leg straight here, or if it's available to you and it seems like a good idea, you can bend the left knee and bring the left heel towards the right hip. Take an inhale here, right hand is behind you. Inhale here, sweep the left arm up, and exhale, twist to the right. Gazing over the right shoulder. And then come back through center, uncross the legs, and we'll extend the right leg long this time, bringing the left sole of the foot to the inside of the right leg. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, folding over the right foot, right leg, grabbing a hold of the right foot, or maybe the ankle, the calf, whatever's available to you today. Take a couple of breaths here. The forward bends are helping to slow our heart rate, helping to engage our parasympathetic nervous system and help us to relax. And then pressing up with your hands, slowly come up and cross the left foot over the right knee. And again, you can keep the right leg straight here, or if you'd like a little bit more, you can bend the right knee, bring the right heel to the left hip, and pressing with the left hand behind you. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Exhale, twist to the left, gazing over the left shoulder. Take a couple of rounds of breath. And then releasing, coming back through center. We have one more seated posture. Extending the left leg long. Cross the right shin over the left thigh. And the right foot, the knife edge of the right foot is going to rest on your mat. You can stay right here, or again, you can tuck the left knee, bend the left knee and tuck the left heel up by the right hip. And we're going to try to stack our knees on top of each other here for cow face pose. Sitting up nice and tall. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, maybe slowly crawling forward over the knees. Take a couple rounds of breath. And then slowly crawling back up, uncrossing the legs, and we'll come to the other side. Right leg is extended long, and the left shin crosses over the right thigh. So your knees are almost on top of each other here. And you can stay here, or you can bend the right knee, bringing the right heel up to the left hip. Stacking knees on top of each other. Take an inhale to lengthen And exhale to slowly hinge forward, bending over the knees. Take a couple of rounds of breath here. And then crawling back through center, uncross the legs, and come to a seated position with knees bent, and we'll slowly come down onto our backs, one elbow at a time. Setting up for bridge. So drawing the feet a little bit closer to the glutes. Maybe your fingertips just graze the heels here. Feet are about 6 inches apart. So imagine you have a block between your legs, or you can even pick up your block and press it between the knees here. Take an inhale, and then exhale, lifting the hips up towards the sky, pressing the heels into the mat, engaging the glutes. Option to stay here or to interlace the fingers and shimmy the shoulders for a little bit of a shoulder rinse here. Keep pressing the thighs towards each other so that they're parallel, not touching, but not splayed open. Keep breathing. And then if you took the bind, gently release that, come back down one vertebra at a time until your low back rests on the mat. And cross the right ankle over the left knee, bringing the arms out to a T. Actually, draw the left knee in towards the chest and interlace the fingers for a reclined half pigeon, and grab a hold of the shin. Or if that's not accessible, you can also interlace fingers and grab the back of the left thigh. Take a couple of breaths here, and as you do, press the right knee away from the face, not with your hands, but just use your energy to press the right knee open a little bit more away from the face. And then release the left foot to the mat. Now we can bring our arms out into a T. And then let the left or the right foot drop over to the left. Finding a gentle twist. Gaze can be up, or it can be to the right, wherever you want, as long as it feels okay on your neck. And then inhaling to come back through center, uncross the right foot and cross the left foot over the right knee. Invite the right knee into the chest and grab it with your hands, either the shin or the back of the right thigh, pressing the left knee away from the face, giving a little bit more stretch to that left hip. Take a couple breaths. And then release the right foot back down to the mat. Bring the arms to a T and let the left foot drop over to the right, and the right knee drops over to the right as well. Take a couple breaths here. And come back through center, uncross the legs. And maybe find happy baby or legs up the wall, whatever posture your body is asking for before Shavasana, before our final resting pose. If you take happy baby, you can rock your baby, or you can straighten your legs. You take legs up the wall. Maybe you want to place a block underneath your sacrum. Whatever feels good to you. And then preparing for our final Shavasana, whatever shape feels good for you. You can extend both legs long, letting the feet flop open at the corners of your mat, or you can bend the knees. Also, maybe feels good to bring the knees together here, inviting a stretch in the sacrum, whatever your body would like tonight. And let go of the need to control the body. or to control the breathing. Let the body melt into the mat. And notice how things feel. They feel different than when you started your practice tonight. Let each part of the body relax. And just be. And I'm going to leave you in our final Shavasana tonight so you can have a little bit more time to enjoy that. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me and I will be sending out the video probably tonight or tomorrow morning. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Namaste.